Hey guys, welcome to class. I want to take this next couple minutes to kind of give you a rundown on class, talk a little bit about myself, who I am, where I'm from, what I've done as far as Spanish goes, and just kind of set some expectations for class, right? So first things first, the course curriculum, right? So the first 2 weeks we have our survival Spanish portion. We're going to check out the very basics, learn some basic structures of Spanish, and learn how to conquer like our most frequent situations, right? Going to the market, going out to a restaurant, shopping, right? And we're really going to work to have those situations controlled, right? Then we're going to move on to having basic conversations. We'll over the next 2 weeks. So by the end of the first month, we'll be having basic conversations back and forth between one person, whether that's with us in class or outside of class as well. Then we move on to expanding on grammar, and we start to get into the past tense, right? We get into the past tense kind of towards the end of the second month, right? And we start to be able to tell basic stories in the past, right? What did I do this weekend? How was my, coffee with my friend in the past, right? Whatever it may be. After that, the intermediate portion is where we really go into more about the past tense. We touch on commands in a much more focused way, explain a few things that we see in the beginner portion that we don't really touch too much on as to why things are happening and what the pattern is we need to learn, right? We also learn more vocabulary for things, assuming we're kind of living there, right? We're going to the doctor, we're going to the pharmacy. We need to talk about our house. Maybe you're talking to somebody who's coming over, right? And then after that, the advanced portion is where we fine tune, we focus really on grammar. We talk about a few tenses that we haven't really hit on, and we also really refine our Spanish, right? In the intermediate and advanced portion, we start to read in-depth articles. We read real-life source materials, whether that's articles, short stories, things like that, right? And talking is a big thing. We are going to talk from the very beginning, right? In the very beginning, it's going to be very much structured. Like we have this, playbook, this guideline, right? And we're following it. And then as we continue to go, it'll get more and more open and expansive, right? And we'll be talking about more things, and we'll get to a point where we're having pretty free-flowing conversation about a lot of things by the time we're in that intermediate level, right? A little bit about me. I am originally from Ohio. I've been teaching Spanish in this way for full-time 3 years now. I live in Mexico. I live in Puerto Escondido, and I've traveled all over the place. Outside of that, I lived in Spain for a year. I've been to the Dominican, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Peru, Colombia, Chile, Argentina. So I've been all over the place, have a ton of experience with the different dialects and accents of Spanish, so feel free to ask any questions, any curiosities you have about those countries. More than happy to reply. Right? And so we'll be using Zoom for the class. We will meet twice a week. And yeah, each class is going to have its own little homework piece, whether that's like worksheets or sometimes it's a writing prompt, sometimes a little reading, right? Send it to me. That's how I get my feedback back to you, right? And help you, right? Because in the group class, we don't talk as much, maybe one-on-one, right? So I don't get to hear you guys speak as much. I don't get to, so we use the homework as a way to get around that, so that I can help you answer any questions you may have or correct anything specific you may have, right? Because for the most part, typically when people make mistakes, it's not that we make the same one mistake or a dozen mistakes once. We typically make the same mistake a dozen times, right? So it's really easy to fix, and I really can see that when you send me the homework, right? Attached to this video, there's going to be a few questions for you to answer, and then whenever you get a chance, shoot those back over to me so I can get to know a little bit about you before we get started. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, send me an email, send me a WhatsApp. And yeah, I look forward to getting started with all you guys. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a good day.